All right. Hopefully, our dog will not act like an asshole because he's been barking ridiculously behind me the whole day. The whole day. Like, about nothing. I don't even know. There's nothing out there. It's an empty yard. But it's just barking. All day. Oh. Okay, well, welcome to our second call slash third week of, what are we reading this class? Dash to Diamond. Today, we're going to talk about the assignments that you did while we were gone, and I have a question for you. So, setting my sunshine I'm trying to have for you. So, technically, like right before we left, well, on the Tuesday, that Tuesday would have been all of the week 2 assignments would have been done. And then all the week 3 assignments were posted on Tuesday, which gave you until today. So we kind of like 2 weeks of stuff to go over before the end of this call. So I'll try to speed it up. Yes, that's all correct. The 2 that I am the most interested in are definitely the associations one and then the shark one. Those are usually the 2 that I'm most interested in. And I won't ask any questions at the GEMS training because some people couldn't watch it or whatever. We'll talk about that later. But for now, what are your thoughts on the work so far? Anything standing out as like really difficult or surprising? Were you surprised by people that aligned, or were you surprised? Was that difficult for you to make those distinctions? Find yourself like kind of justifying or trying to talk yourself out of them not aligning with you? And then how was it deciding on your sharks? Those are the 2 that I want to know the most about. Sarah, you are first on my thing, so you're first. Good eating. We're gonna interrupt your chewing.
Well, it's 6 o'clock here, so it's dinner time. But my aligning, I already knew that because I don't hang out with anybody, and I don't really talk to anybody besides like my husband, and then of course like my mom and my sister and things like that. But I don't talk to anybody like never, besides just maybe like every once in a while on Facebook. So like one of the people that is someone that I align with is actually another coach, because I talk to them on messaging and things like that. But even because I have my husband, because of course, I see him every day. So I have to talk to him. Which, well, it makes yes, I do, because I have to tell him what he needs to do for the day. But in a nice way. I mean that in a nice way. Because he helps me. And that's the thing. And and that one can go like, that one's just like weird, in a different situation, because Will and I are total opposites. However, he's very committed into helping me because he knows that that's what's going to make me happy. So that's in his best interest, is to help me and all that. But like my other people, like even like my mom and my sister, like my sister is very supportive and all that. My mom is sort of just like, oh, I don't know what I don't know what you're doing, or, because I'm just always like, give me your credit card and just do this favor for me. But like even a couple of like my friends are not probably the best people that I need to be around, as in where their head's at and where they are commitment wise and going forward and trying to be the best that they could be. So I'm trying to, even like with finding other coaches, that I relate to and who I align with, because I've also learned that not all coaches are created equal, and somebody who I think like I might connect with and be friends with, they're not exactly the person I need to be talking to and using all the time, because their game's slipping. And if their game is slipping, then that's not helping me in that aspect. So I've sort of looked at people who are excelling and who are doing what they need to be doing, and finding those kind of people. But even like at work, I don't, my work environment's a little bit different. So I don't even have, if the main people that I would talk to and all that all the time are at the main campus, and I'm off in this little like storage room where they keep like the bad kids or something. But it is. So even like that kind of situation where I'm trying to, or even with my mentors and things like that at work, or people who I would want to hang out with, I have a hard time. I can't just be like, hey, let's go to lunch because we're 15, 20 minutes away. But I mean, I've looked at my, aligning sheet and trying to find people who align a little bit better to help me. And so then that sort of goes into the shark scenario thing of reaching out and finding those other people who I want to hang with and I want to pick their brain with. And I've sort of have done a little bit of that professionally in my career to try and figure out what I need to do to get to point B. So with that too, and I mean, business advice is good for any kind of business. So with figuring out who I need to align with, or I want to pick their brain and go through and maybe set up some goals and do different things with, I have like a variety of individuals that I reached out to regarding even just like marriage, professional, which would also relate to this business and to my job. I work during the day. Just random oddball things. I don't know. I always sort of go like a weird, different route than everybody else and try and pick just random individuals that I think are going to help me with my biggest weakness and make me be better and challenge me and do a lot of different things. And they're all like of age groups and backgrounds and different things like that. So I'm looking forward to talking with them and figuring out what they can offer me, what advice and things that they can offer me in order to make me a better individual, which then is going to make me a better coach, wife, and performer at work.
Absolutely. That's a really good point, and I hope that everyone kind of got that it's your sharks can combine them for anything. Because the idea here is like you'll see these assignments kind of come together. Like there's a reason why you're going on a date with the person that aligns with you. I'm not saying call to people that don't align with you and tell them that you're over and you're never talking to them again. But let's sort of enhance the relationships that are positive, and then let's look for some relationships that are going to like raise that average, if you will. And it doesn't have to be in Beachbody, because I mean, there's people in your life who look like they seem to be better parents, or they're more spiritual, or they're better at being organized, or they dress better, or whatever, right? Like, if there's something that someone has that you want in your life, you need to be around it. So, only one way to get there, right? You need to seek it out. And it's not going to naturally show up in your circle because you only attract who you are now, not who you want to be, not how it works. And so you have to go out and you have to make that happen. I like that you went a different route, as you said. Awesome. All right. Now, Lori is further on this side of my screen. So you're first.
Is that better?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, you're fine. I'm saying, in order,
Okay. When we talked about the alignment during Coach Basics and stuff, I took a lot of time to think about it and to really kind of groom who I hang out with a little bit, if that makes sense. So it's kind of the same thing right now. I have about 4 people that I align with in my life. Those are maybe even different people than they were in Coach Basics. But then I have like one wild card spot, and it seems like that person tends to not align, but they kind of flip. Like I kind of go through friends that don't align and I hang out with them for a while and then they kind of move on. So I don't know. Does that make sense at all?
Actually does. That's probably serving you in some way. That's helping you comfortable in some way, or kind of like, oh, if I don't really fit into this positive section, or the people who are skinny, people who are rich, or people who are educated, or whatever your thing is. If you don't fit over there, you don't feel like you fit over there. You'll keep someone over here so that you're not at the bottom. It's really common, so that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can fill that spot with your shark then, and we can work on that. It'll be uncomfortable for you, but it's good for you. What did you think about the sharks?
I definitely have identified people in my life that I definitely want to learn from, and I had done that a little bit before anyway with another project that I was working on, but it seems like even those people for that project, they really translate, to other parts of my life too, and those are the people that I want to pick their brain. And I've done some of it already, especially when I first got started coaching. There's a couple people I went to pretty much immediately to talk to, just because I recognized that they had skills that I didn't, and I kind of wanted to bounce some things off them and kind of get their take on things. So I'm going to go back and revisit those conversations again and really refine things more.
Okay. You still have to do the assignment. So you still have to get 5. You still have to contact 5 people.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is, just like we're doing an alignment date, you'll be doing a shark date.
Yeah. So
make sure that it's not just like, oh, your answer was very vague and that doesn't work for the sort of linear nature of the course. Just thought. All right, how are you, Heather?
I am good. Let's see. So the alignment thing, I mean, I'm not a yes, no, black, white person. I don't have, I literally have 4 people in my life because I have my husband, my mom, my dad, and my mother-in-law. And, then my kids, but of course they don't really count for this assignment anyway. But so I have those 4 people and none of them 100% align. They don't. So my husband, of course, is the one that most aligns with me. He is also the one that I see the most. So, but then after that, it kind of goes downhill from there as far as aligning, So, but I mean, literally, that's all I have to work with. They are like my world. That's it. That's all I got. So I kind of have to work with what I have for this assignment, and that's pretty much all I can do. So make the best with the people I've got. So I don't have anybody else.
How to make some new friends.
Oh, I know. I plan on it. It's definitely one of my goals as far as like even on my vision board, for all of that we did in Coach Basics. I dream of having that like close-knit group of girlfriends that, I can hang out with. I've always wanted that and just never gotten it. So I really want that.
You're doing benchmarks soon, huh?
I was there, yes.
You're doing the class like in April, or?
I was going to, but then I'm doing this, so I didn't want to interfere with this because this and doing the business and my kids and all of that. It's like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So.
Absolutely unacceptable response. No. It's 3 days. It's not going to do anything. Most of the work we're doing in here is stuff that's only going to be enhanced or directly taken from there. So just go. The reason why I was saying that is because that community, the alumni community, is super tight-knit. Like, those girls are close. And it happens in 48 hours. And next thing you know, you're BFF. So I've done more, like, potlucks and dinners and girls' nights and birthdays with Benchmark than, like, anyone ever since I did that. So the sooner you go, you can start building, because, relationships take time. So, this is not something that I would put over Benchmark. Like, if you need to leave in order to make it happen, we can talk about that. It's 3 days, and all it's 3 days, and it's just gonna make this better, make coaching better, it can make managing your kids better. I think you're over. There's some other reason you don't want to go. Some bullshit story you're telling yourself. There's something going on in there that you don't want to face or don't want to look at. So for the story you are presenting to us right now that you don't have time, you don't want to interfere, that's not a situation. So keep that off the table as a reason. And get your okay. So the alignment now, the Starks. What do you think about that? Because that's kind of going to fill those gaps, hopefully.
Yeah, that was, I figured, okay, Sharks, yeah, I can come up with that list in 2 seconds. It actually took a while for me to come up with the list. I was like, okay, who am I in awe of? Who has something I want? And I came up with, to me, a good list. So, and I contacted, I reached out to all of them. So, it's cool because some of them are, to me, they're like, really high up top coaches that it's like to actually talk to them. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. It's like, oh my God. So it's like they're talking to me. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that was exciting to me. It's like I'm just this little, newbie coach and oh my God, they're talking to me. So yeah, that was cool. It was really cool. Yeah, because I never would have thought of doing that before. So having that push of, okay, contact them, it was cool. It was really cool. So I'm really looking forward to chit-chatting with them and whatnot.
Nice. I know one of the girls, when Les Mills Pop came out, one of the girls ended up really, really good friends with Ben from Les Mills Pop in his assignment. And who knew, right? And they're all BFF players. You see them running each other's Facebook walls and stuff. And we got to hang out with them at Summit and all this. Just because she asked.
Cool.
Crazy. All right, cool. All right, Angela, what about you? How are those assignments for you?
The alignment, I'm like everybody else. I work with my mom, so I'm with her all day, and then when I'm done working, I come home, so I'm home with my husband. I don't really have friends other than, Facebook friends. My best friend lives on the other side of the country, so I see her once a year, but we, text daily, but because I'm very particular about who I spend my time with. Like this last weekend, we went on a cruise to Ensenada with a bunch of friends. And after going on the cruise, they're not people I want to spend, dinner once in a while is fine, but I wouldn't spend my time with. Their head's just not in a good place. They're into partying and at their age and, they're all in their 50s and drinking sun up to sundown and just not my thing at all. And just the words they use, and me and my husband were so happy to be home and away because we're very positive people. Me and my husband complement each other very well. We're both focused and he supports me in everything I'm doing. I had a mental breakdown last night trying to get caught up on these assignments since we were gone for 4 days, and I told him, I said, I have to make choices between sitting on the couch with him and doing the stuff. And he said, do the stuff. I understand. So that helped a little bit. But yeah, so I spend all my time with my mom and him. And, my mom supports me in whatever I do. And if she knows I've set a goal, she's going to push me and she's going to make it hurt. She'll get mean if she has to. That's just the way my mom is.
I'm a little concerned with the general theme of everyone, and I will ask for the Sharks in a second, but there is an inherent level of social skill, not social skills. I thought you guys are awkward and weird. That would be social skill, but social. Someone help me. Give me a word that makes sense what I'm trying to say. You have to be somewhat social to be successful in a network marketing business. This is my concern. So I'm just going to address it because I'm never going to sugarcoat anything with you guys. You've been coaches for a while. I can talk to you this way. You can't be the kind of person that only talks to your husband and your mom and your best friend, or your kids and your husband, and be the kind of person who's going to lead a team of 30, 50, 100, 1,000 coaches. It doesn't equate. Do you guys see how there's an issue here? how that's going to be a problem?
Oh yeah, I don't want it to be that way. It's just how it's been. And now with the classwork, I'm even, I'm have to get home and do this plus the nutrition school I'm doing. So I don't want to be this way. I don't like it. That's one of the reasons I want to do this, because I want to be out there and meeting people and, helping people and having fun and coming out of my shell. I don't want to be this way anymore.
So you guys have to hear me when I tell you that whatever it is that you want in your life, you have to make it a priority in your life right now. So even if being social is something, if you got this picture of yourself, going places and laughing and having a good time meeting people and listening to their story, and you have this picture in your head, even if it's one event that you absolutely will not break no matter what, every 2 weeks, you get your ass to a meetup group of brand new people. Like, it has to be like a hard, fast priority for you, no matter what. If that's something that you want to have in your life later, you have to start working on it now. It's not like, okay, when I do all of these things, then I will be that person, because the kind of growth that you need to get there happens slowly. It happens the first time you face an uncomfortable interaction, and the second time you face an uncomfortable interaction, and then that friend that you maybe thought you were going to make and that didn't work out, and you push past that, and then it turns into 2 friends and you go to a girls' night, and if you're not self-conscious about what you're wearing or how you're acting or what are they going to think, like, that's an evolution. And if you want to have it when you're done with your training, none of those things make any sense to me, but you have to start doing it right now. If I don't care if you start by just like awkwardly talking to people in the grocery store and asking if they're from around here, and what they do for fun, and work your way into, next week I'll go to a meetup group. The week after that, maybe I'll go to a women's networking thing. But you have to start it now. You guys been coaches for at least 3 months, 4 months, right? I would imagine, because of training groups, right? So anybody here longer than 5 months? Sorry, you don't have to raise your hand. Okay, so like 5 months. 5 months is long enough time to not have been that person anymore. If you had gone every single week, 5 times 4, 20 weekly events, and made one friend out of a 40-person thing, whatever, 20-person thing, you made one friend, siphoned through them a little bit, put them all in this trainer, yeah. Took it, saw who was good enough to stick around, You have a circle of 5 people that would be worth your time, that you could call in if you needed, that would be posting hilarious things on your Facebook wall, that would want to go to dinner, that would want to go to a workout. Do you guys see how that works? The numbers side? Okay. So I'm not telling you to go out and get 100 friends, but you kind of have to go through a lot of people to find people. Now that you've all raised your standards, of who you are willing to spend your time with. Because now I'm not interested in people who are drinking all day and being negative, right? Now you're not interested in that. Well, if you friend 20, some of them are going to be that way. So you got to get rid of them, right? So now that you've changed your standards, as you should all be changing your standards, the number of people you're going to have to meet in order to find people who meet your standards is bigger. So you have to start right now. Like, hang up and go make a friend. Don't hang up. But so I'm sorry, I had to address that because I'm very concerned that everybody said it, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work in this business at all. You got to shake that quickly. So what were your thoughts on the shark assignment? Thanks, Rose. Yeah, she did. Damn it. Why did she forget to ask her a question? That's rude. Oh, there she goes. What were your thoughts on the shark assignment?
I'm still working on that. I got to get focused on that. I don't even know what type of people to even think of on that one. I'm really stumped on that assignment, the shark one. I don't know. Honestly.
You guys can't think of some people that simply make a list of areas in your life that you'd like to be better. If you'd like to be more fashionable, if you'd like to be more patient with your kids, if you'd like to be more of a doting spouse, if you'd like to be more educated. I don't know what you guys all want in your life. That's your business. But make a list of like 5 things that are weaknesses for you. And not weaknesses just to make up weaknesses, but weaknesses that you are genuinely interested in being better at. Because I have weaknesses that I don't care. I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. I'll be weak at that. But then I've got weaknesses where I'm like, no, that's not who I want to be. I want to be better at this. So once you have your list, you can kind of go through and think, okay, well, who are some people that kind of are good at this that I might know? Maybe it's that other mom at the PTA, or it's that mom at your kid's gymnastics class, or it's somebody on Facebook, or it's another coach, or the personal development person. It's somebody in another business. I actually have one of my really good friends is the #1 sales rep in Pure Romance. And we sort of came together through an assignment similar to this. And I love her to pieces. And she's coming to San Diego in September, and I'm so excited. But like, she's good. And she's good in areas that I'm not that good, right? Like, she's just very confident. Like, it obviously is sexuality. Clearly, the girls like selling vibrators for a living, right? It's not really my cup of tea. So, but that's something that I'd like to be better at. She also has no qualm, like, with the sales side of anything. She helped me a lot with that area. She's got 5 kids, and still managed to do a full challenge group of mine at Turbo Fryer. Like, is the #1 sales rep, is a great wife. Like, I can't even get dressed half the time. So I'm like, how are you doing it? So these are areas, right, that like she has. I just knew her on Facebook. I don't know that girl, right? But it was obvious from her Facebook that was her, right? I spent a lot of time around Monica Ward just because she has like this ability to be really fun but like still be classy and not just be like a drunken mess. I don't know how she does that. It's like, I don't get it. I'm like, I can be sort of classy when I'm sober. Sort of. But no, drunk, absolutely not. So there's just things, right? So they don't have to be some big deal, but make some list of things that you would like to be better at. And then just like go through your phone, go through your Facebook list, go through this list for your kid's school, like the parent list or whatever. I don't know what they're called. Those little books they give you. I can't remember what they're called right now. And look for people who you go, yeah, she's got that. It's easier than it sounds. You're probably making it bigger.
Well, no, it's just that, you know, looking at, thinking of some of the things you even said, it's like, I don't know anybody that, so I'll definitely give it some thought though. It's gonna have to be people I don't even know, you know, at all. So.
That's the best kind. That's the best kind.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you may find out, I've had this happen where somebody contacts someone because they thought they were somebody, they didn't know them, but that was the appearance that they were putting out.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, you're not one of my sharks, never mind. Like, it happens because sometimes people put like a different persona out there in the world. It's not accurate. So you'll find that out too, but that's why we were going to do 5. So
Okay.
that way hopefully you'll end up with 1 solid shark in your life. Yeah. All right. Hi, what about you?
The alignment, that was something that I think my personality naturally leads to or lends to kicking people out of my life that I don't have time for. So my opposite end is trying to gather people. So the sharks is like the super awesome thing for me. But, you know, I have very close people, a few very close people that align really, really well. And then the people that I do hang out with, whether it be downline coaches or crossline coaches or whatever, that I end up spending a lot of my time with, there are some areas that they don't align all that well. And I just need to bring additional sharks in my life. And I think that in some areas where I don't believe that they align, it has more to do with not that they don't align necessarily, but they don't align because of my projection of my self-worth. And that's something that I learned in Benchmark. So you should really, really go, because Amber saw me in a group pull away from a group of people because I don't like, not that I don't like, but I have a hard time with intellectual people. So I feel very inferior to people that are very intellectual. So I completely refrain or pull back from them. And I find myself kicking intellectual people out of my life that might line up with me on all these other things. And so that's one of my biggest problems with alignment. But the people that I do have in my life right now that do align are pretty dang solid, and it's pretty awesome. So I just need to continue pulling people into my life.
They're not kicking me off your list now that we went on a cruise because I hear you ask your friends.
No, you're probably even closer now.
I did drink a lot. So. I'll tell Angela because I still want to be your friend. Okay. Did you end up contacting Will Smith?
No, I didn't. I haven't done that. I haven't contacted anybody at all. That is something. And if any of you guys see me on Facebook, I dote over Will Smith like crazy because I think he's just got this most awesome integrity at all. And I've been reading or listening to 4 Hour Work Week, and there's a specific thing in there where he tells you just contact these people, just do it. You never know who you're actually going to be able to become friends with or whatever. Just contact them and do it. And I got a few other shark people on there, and I was having a really, really hard time with this. And I understand where many of you guys are coming from because I was having a hard time with it. And I had to keep going back to the different areas where Amber had listed, whether it being a better parent or being in a better marriage or, spiritually or whatever. And eventually when I got stuck, I just went back to those things and I'm like, I know that person. That person has been married for 57 years. Like, that's what I want. Like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to that person about that. And then there was a person that, was the vice president of a company. And it's like, I need to talk to that person. Like, I need that person in my life. And obviously Will Smith. And then, but then a person that is an amazing parent that, like, all growing up, all their friends wanted to come over to their house. And that's something that I want. Like, I want that as soon as I possibly can get it. And so I want to sit down and talk to that person, not just about BS, but like specifically why she thought that was so important and things like that. I with these sharks, and I've done this kind of naturally with different people through my life and even through Beachbody, is just to sit down and start talking to people and not looking for a specific what can you do for me, but like just getting to know them. And you eventually find out that there's some amazing things that they can tell you just through conversation. So while that was hard for me to set up that list and do it on purpose, like, it was after I was able to go and see, okay, like you listed those different things, I was like, okay, cool. I know these people. I need to talk to them. So it was really cool, and I'm super excited about it.
It gives me so many ideas what you just said, but
What's that?
that gave me some ideas.
Oh.
You know everything does. Writing things down. I like it. Yes. Those are cool ways to like look at it. I like that a lot. Okay. Everyone hears that? Okay. So excited for you guys all to make friends. I feel like I was very to myself, like when I first started, but not to myself. Like, I was just more of an elitist. I was more like, I was still really social, like, but you had to like, well, are you cool enough? I don't know. Like, so I was kind of like more elitist. So I had my group of friends that was relatively small, but I was very social with them. And so to me, my small group of friends was like kind of or something. Of course, none of them do Beachbody, but and none of them are really my friends except for Shara anymore. But it's definitely one of those things where there was some inherent social is like just the way that I was. Like, I used to get in trouble as a kid for talking too much in class. Like, can you please shut up? It was just that I think growing up, and then you get insecure, and then you are super overweight, and there I am in a situation where, now that natural part of me that wanted to be friends with everyone was just like getting crushed, because it didn't fit in school, and then people didn't want to be your friend because didn't want to be my friend because I was fat, or at least that's what I thought, or criticized, etc. And I sort of turned it off. But it was always in there. So hopefully for some of you guys, you have had some natural social tendencies when you were younger that we can bring them back and make you guys some friends. All right, so here's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. This particular class was renamed from Diamond Mind because we changed it. So it was Diamond Mind forever, and ever and ever and ever. It was the same, always. And then I added 2 parts, and I'm a little concerned that even though I pulled out some of my stuff to make room, like there used to be 6 assignments every week. Now it's only 2 or 3. So like I did pull out some things. I'm a little concerned that it's not cohesive with each other. One of the things you may have noticed about Coach Basics or Emerald Essentials is every week it was built. We built it around a theme. So like week 1 was this, week 2 was this, week 3 was this. And we built it that way for a reason. So it was like, you can make a little syllabus. It was very easy to function that way. So having the daily posts were helpful, but they all added up to something, right? So it was like these 6 posts added up to one big idea for the week. This course doesn't work that way at all. And it never has. It's not going to start. But what it is like the week 2 assignments have to be done before the week 3 assignments because we get the baseline, right? You can't go on an alignment date if you haven't done the alignment thing, right? That's like kind of the concept. You can't write your 5-year vision if you haven't done your 1-year vision, right? So, and they compound in that manner. And I'm wondering if by following the Beachbody corporate layout of the daily posts, if we're getting away from the purpose and the impact of those weekly assignments, and if maybe the daily assignments aren't making the most sense for us to continue with. So I wanted to know, there's three courses that have been melded into one. The GoPro, that was an individual class by itself. It was just business activity tracker, bubbles, and GoPro. And it was done in a month actually. I broke it up a little bit more for you guys. And then we had Diamond Mind, which is just the weekly assignments that you've been given, the documents, the files. And then we've got the corporate Emerald to Diamond layout that we're testing. Those are the daily posts. Probably shouldn't have given you all that context before I asked you. Well. Where are you finding the most value? Do you think the daily posts are bringing you the most value, more value than the weekly stuff? What are your thoughts? And you guys can just go at will.
I know I always find weekly or daily assignments, like the best, but that also lends to, I think, all of ours necessity to have this corporate structure of like, I know what I'm doing every day. I know it's posted on time and everything else. And when it's not there, it really messes me up. However, as we grow this business and we become more independent on our own, and I don't know about you guys, but to do this at home, from home, full time is a huge thing for me. And if that's the thing for you too, you have less structure at home. So I find it very uncomfortable not to have these daily assignments like here to like be like, bam, this is what you're doing every day. And I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be, although it's going to suck for me because I love comfortable, I know what I'm doing before I do it. I love doing that. I think ultimately it's going to benefit me not to have that structured, like, hey, listen, here's the assignment, you do it, get it done before sometime next week. If you don't get it done, that's your fault. The earlier you get it done, the more it's going to benefit you, but it's totally up to you.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I think I agree and with what he said, and I feel like especially with like daily assignments, when you have a lot going on, which we all are doing right now with everything that we're doing to grow our business, sometimes the daily assignments can get a little overwhelming, and all of a sudden you're like going back like way back to make sure you didn't forget something. So I think that could be another source of stress while we're still trying to, meet our new two people every day and work on getting ourselves out there more. So, and I agree. I think, life isn't structured, and to, know the weekly assignments and get it done. Like, I think that's more representative to what we're going to have to deal with.
To be clear, those are both very helpful back in. I agree, because my day, I've never done the same thing every day, like ever in my life, because I've been a coach. Like, it's impossible. From my standpoint, I'm like, I have to do whatever has to be done today, and I got to figure out what the hell that is when I wake up. But I mean content wise, corporate gave us the content that you're getting every day. I made up the content that you're getting every week. And the GoPro, that's from an actual program from GoPro. That was not made up by me, not made up by corporate. So they're very different sources. As far as the structure goes, I can build whatever structure I need to build. Like, I'm like pretty certain that we're gonna pull all these daily posts, and I'm like, God damn it, because I hand scheduled every single one of them already for the 8 weeks. I'm like, God damn it. But I'll be okay. I'm super flexible with that kind of stuff. So if you guys did like daily, I could take a weekly post and make them daily assignments. The only issue with that is sometimes I'm like, watch 3 hours of video. Oh, we don't have a busy day today, so that can be, whereas like the daily assignments are short, So I'm open to feedback about the structure. I also need feedback about the content. Like, where are you deriving the most value? Now you've had 2 full weeks to do assignments for you. Sarah's trying to unmute herself. You want me to do it? Oh, you got it.
I got it. I think I like GoPro. I love the book. I think there's a lot in it. That's what's dragging me down, because there's just so much shit to do with it and typing, and that's where I'm lagging. Even though I see the value, like I said, I really love it. I mean, I bought it for my coaches as one of their little gifts. That I just look at that and all those questions, and I just want to stab myself, because there's just so much.
It's long.
Yeah, it is. And that just is like,
it's, to me, the most important thing we're doing in this class, though. So if we pulled out everything else, I mean, not everything. We kept like.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
That's just to me, that's the last thing that I have to do, is catch up on that. And yeah, shame on me for not, oh, my computer's freaking acting up, for not keeping up on that. And I just need to sit down and do it. But I mean, just looking at that, and I don't know, maybe just because visually I look at that and I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's so much there.
So mentally for you, because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's usually as many questions as there is days of the week. If those had been the daily questions, would that have, like, just visually, mentally?
Probably, because when you look at it, when I see it like this, it's just like, that to me is, even though, I mean, I understand this is time consuming and it's a commitment and all that jazz, but just looking at it right now, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I look at that and I'm like, that's going to take up so much of my time, when I can be forming coaches and doing all that stuff that I'm supposed to be doing too.
Like, I can be making some money right now.
Yeah. But I mean, I just think, yeah, as a visual thing, to me, maybe breaking it down into one question a day seems not as overwhelming as that. That's just my.
Do you want to read your GoPro book every day? I went through college. This is how I went through college, you guys. Not that I'm equating this to college, but it feels like it sometimes. I went through college, like, I didn't go to class ever. And then I just figured out what test was going to be on, and the night before I just
Crammed. Mm-hmm.
And then I went to school and I had a fantastic GPA. So my brain doesn't work in small increments. I'm like, I'm not getting out my fucking book again. Can I tell you how many times I've tried to do the damn Dave Ramsey notebook thing, the daily questions? No, never gonna happen. If you gave me a weekend, I could do the whole book though. So my brain doesn't work that way because I'm like, I'm not getting my book out again. I'm gonna get my book out, we're gonna do this, and then I'm done. So, question to you guys is, if I posted a question every single day, would you do a question every day, or would you end up waiting until the end of the week and going back and answering them all, which is basically what everyone did today on all their assignments? So, what do you guys think about like that comparison? Like, do we do a daily question from GoPro and delete the corporate content? Not that the corporate content is bad.
So what's the corporate content? The like shark thing and the like
The daily posts. So like, I don't know, what was one that we had recently? Week 3, Monday. Is your store open? Think about your income goal for the month. And then
oh, that one. Uh-huh.
you
Yeah.
can't tell if those are written by corporate and not by me.
Well, I can't find it right now. I just those cheap ones. Mhm. Yeah, their store.
And like the trust vault and stuff like that.
Oh.
Is that, yeah, that's like the corporate stuff, right?
Just all, yeah, corporate. Yeah. So if it's an actual post where it says week something, day something, or like week
Okay.
something, Wednesday, so that's all corporate content. But none of that's mine.
I see. Okay, I see. Week 2, the Covey thing.
It's easier. It's a nice little check mark, but like, I don't know, not necessary. I mean, I can give you the document if you want to do all these things. I have a PDF. If you felt like I'm going to miss out this information. I'm just thinking, from my standpoint, what I saw we've been in this for not that long, almost 3 weeks. This would be three weeks then. What I've seen everyone do every week is scramble and do all their assignments at the end. And while I think that this structure is really good for Coach Basics, because coaches are learning to make their business something that's in their brain all the time. Like, I'm just thinking for a diamond course, like, it is on your brain every day. Is there a day that you guys forget that you're coaches? It doesn't happen to me. Like, I don't forget. Like, so what? I'm just wondering, because if you really enjoyed the corporate content, what I would probably do is I would probably turn them into weekly assignments. Is what, if you really enjoyed this, if you really enjoyed the daily structure, I would probably pull the corporate content and take the GoPro or my content and make it daily. Like, I just got to figure out a way that 1/3 of this needs to go, and we need to make it more conducive to letting you guys do your work and not let this be your entire life.
I would rather have the GoPro the way it is. I like having a whole week to get that done.
Okay.
And I get more out of the weekly assignments than I do like the daily ones. Like, the one is your store open. I'm like, okay, it's like, sure, But yeah, if I had to pick, those daily posts like that can just go.
I mean, some of them are really fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like the one when you like recognize somebody on your team. That's fun. And I mean, they're not shitty. I actually pulled about 10 that I was like, oh, I'm not posting that. Like, my team does not need that information. That's a terrible post. So I did kind of like filter it. So I don't think the information is shit. I just don't think, it's the best for us.
I see as in a diamond group anyways, and obviously like you said, the daily assignments are awesome for the Emerald Centrals and the Coach Basics because we are trying to build our brain into a daily routine of being a coach. And with like I kind of piggyback off what I said with the diamond stuff, the stuff that you've been posting that corporate puts out is great, fluffy information and busy work, but I appreciate the uncomfortable kicking your ass. You have to get uncomfortable and do this week. And it's your decision to like when you're going to do it, because then not that it gives us flexibility to do it, but it's almost like you have to keep it in the forefront of your mind, because if you don't get it done, there's some of these assignments that you can't do right at the very end. Like today, we're lucky that had some assignments that we could cram in today, because that's what I end up doing. But like the uncomfortable ones, you can't do it the last minute, and they're far more valuable than the fluffy ones that are every day.
So what if we do this? Because what I don't want to have happen is I don't want to not be able to tell who's fucking around. I need to be able to tell that for my, like, this person hasn't been in this group in 4 days. Like, this is not okay. So you can do a couple of different things. You can make the strangers thing, and now mandatory you update every day. Because right now you update it once a week, that's fine. Some people keep track on paper, and that's fine with me. Like, I don't want to tell you how to keep track of your strangers. I just need to see that you're doing them. And I'm going to show you how to make a contact list in the end, like we talked about that, right? So I'm okay with weekly updates in it right now. So we either have to make that absolutely mandatory, or I can create a Hootsuite post that's like a bubbles roll call every day. And it wouldn't necessarily be pictures of your bubbles, but like how many bubbles a day. Because I have a couple of coaches who every single night I text them and I ask them, how many bubbles? That's all I write. Or actually just now it just says bubbles, question mark. Like I'm so done putting words on it. And they write me back, a number. And then I tell them if it's comfortable or not, or if they, well, how do you feel about that? It wasn't your goal, or okay, awesome job, you're well on your way, whatever feedback. We could do a bubbles roll call. We could make the strangers thing mandatory. I need something. So you at least have to put your eyes on that page every day, even if it takes you 20 seconds. But I know that it's really hard. That you're still with me. So I'm not on Tuesday tagging you on every single assignment, and now you're dropped out and you haven't talked to your partner, and you guys see what I'm trying to avoid. So what do we think would be the best daily accountability then?
I like the names, the stranger names. Maybe that's just because that's the most uncomfortable thing for me. And I need that, like absolutely need that. I mean, obviously if you look at my thing, I have one person in there, and that's the biggest area that I suck at, the worst. So if it's one of those things, and I mean, I guess that's probably a theme between all of us, and having friends and having people in our lives that we all are there, that we all said we don't have people. We only have 4 people, or we only have 5 people, or whatever. So for me personally, being able to have that stranger roll call almost every single day, like that shit has to be on there and everybody can see it. And if you don't get it for that day, then to me, it's like, oh shit, people are looking at it. So if I have to put 1 name or 0 names up there, like that, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Like, don't touch me.
Right.
Does that work for you guys, the strangers then? Because it seems like that is a big weakness for everyone in the group. So whatever's going to make the most impact works for me.
I agree.
Okay. So what I'm probably going to have happen is I'm probably going to have my assistant go create an Excel sheet of all the pending posts. I didn't write them down anywhere. I just wrote them in Hootsuite because Sapphire and I don't understand details. And I was like, wait, fuck. So I thought I was such a badass. You guys don't even know, for getting all of that set up, making it Monday through Friday, and moving it all around. Beach Body Monday. Oh, you have no idea. And now I'm like, I never should delete it. And this is why I never finish anything that I start, because look what happened. See? So if you guys can just ignore them if they post for a couple of days, because I don't know how long that'll take her. She has to copy them out of Hootsuite, put them in an Excel document before she can delete it. I don't know what her work schedule's like tonight and or tomorrow, whatever. So they'll post the next couple of days. If you find that information interesting, feel free to check it out. I am going to make a recommendation that you. Let me look at your just briefly. For the most part, there are 4 assignments a week. Sometimes there's 3. For the most part, there's 4 assignments a week. And then there's your GoPro work. So just maybe in your head, you decide how you're gonna go about that. Some of the assignments, there's always like your act of kindness will always be in there. It takes like no time, right? There's always gonna be something long, like watch 3 hours of videos. Always one long thing. GoPro is gonna be long, right? So maybe if you know that you are the least busy on Friday and Tuesday, then just plan that out for yourself. And this is really similar, you guys, to how I manage my time. At the beginning of the week, I go, holy crap, what's all the stuff that has to get done before Friday? And I'm like, I did mine yesterday and I was like, terrible news. Like, this is not gonna all happen this week, right? Then I broke it up, like, okay, well, and I mean, I put everything. I don't know how you guys do this, but I put everything. I have get my information from my tax lady, return the thing to Kohl's, do my graduation gifts, figure out who the hell's gonna do the team call. That ended up on that was later, but I was like, oh, well, add that to the list. I just add things at the bottom. And then I go, okay, well, what is the Monday? What are the Monday items that are gonna happen today? And I'll be like, okay, then I make my Monday list, right? Like, okay, well, what's Tuesday? All right, it's my Tuesday list. I kind of put some things on my calendar. If it looks like it's gonna take half an hour more, say, all right, well, I know that like doing the graduation gifts takes me a really long time. So I watch the video and I like write them like this whole long thing, right? Like personalized notes. And I package them and I have to address them and it's like a whole to do, right? So I know that's gonna be hours of my day. So I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it on Monday. Monday, I know my brain is like all over the place on Monday. I can't, because there's so many days left that I can't be calm. I can't just sit, right? So I know it's more like a Wednesday night activity for me. Because I'm like, I can sit. By Wednesday, I'm calm. I get a lot done already. Like, I can sit for a couple hours without being interrupted or freaking out. So I'm gonna put it on Wednesday. Okay, cool. It's not a Tuesday, it's a Wednesday activity. That goes on the calendar. Now, it's a little thing. I might just put it on a Wednesday list. Like, pay, I have to pay for my web developer Thursday. I don't put that on my calendar. That'd be weird. But it goes on my Thursday list. And then I just go to I have this beginning of the week, and then on Monday, I don't worry about all the rest of it. I just look at my calendar, look at my list, what's happening today. So now if you guys are managing your own time and you know that there's a couple of long ones, a couple of short ones, you got your GoPro, you got to read GoPro before you can do your questions, right? So there's all that. Kind of plan out when you're going to be doing things. And then just plan to either every night or the morning after update your strangers every day. And that's what I'll look for, because it actually shows me, I don't know if you guys realize this, but if you go into the files of any Facebook group, it shows me the most recent updates. So I know that Lori was the most recent to update her strangers, and then Heather, and then Tiffany, and then Sarah, and then Angela, then Sarek, and then Lindsay, and then Alyssa. So Alyssa's in a lot of trouble. It's March 18th. We've got some talking. So just to give you that concept, like I'll be able to quickly look and see. I should see all 8 people every day at the top of this list, even if I make the files every week. That makes sense? Cool. All right. I feel like that's a good compromise. I feel like I'm also gonna let you go because now I'm taking an extra minute of your time, which you did not agree to give me. So I will hang up on you now. But thank you for your input, collaboration. That was very helpful. And again, just ignore them. They might post for a couple more days. You can ignore them for now, but then just focus on the weekly stuff, okay? Cool? All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you on team call.
Okay.
Bye, guys.